Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is June Liu. How you doing, June?
I'm doing well.
So tonight we are talking about the Espinosa Crema #4, and this is a Robusto-ish cigar. It's 5.5 inches by 52 ring gauge. Comes out of the La Zona factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Ecuadorian Connecticut shade. Binder and filler are both listed as Nicaragua. Blended by Hector Alfonso Sr. Price point is $8.25, and it was released in July of 2016. So, with all the cigar stats out of the way, let's get into our experience. So, June, what was your pre-light experience like?
I thought the cigar had a very smooth, a good amount of a little bit of a oily Colorado Claro wrapper, like an oily shade to it, oily touch to it. Pressed, seems tight. Bunching and rolling feels pretty spot on. I got a nice uniform give to the entire cigar. The head had a really well applied triple cap to it. Nosing the wrapper, I got barnyard, dry cardboard, and some floral notes coming through. When I was smelling the foot, I got a mixture of like the natural sweet tobacco notes and some dry white pepper spice. Cold draw, I got tongue and lip tingling white peppers, spicy wood, and some very ripe stone fruit. So the pre-light nosing and the cold draw was very good, and the look of the cigar was good. But overall, it was good pre-light experience.
Yeah, wrapper was very light brown. There was a few medium-sized veins that were present. Seams were easily visible, but they were smooth. Triple cap applied very nicely. The band is pretty standard Espinosa brand design that they're using now for a few different lines. But the color selection is like a cream color with some black, gold, and white. It looks really nice. The aroma from the wrapper was like a light sweet hay, and the foot had a good dose of tobacco sweetness. Pre-light draw was a mix of slightly sweet hay and tobacco. And there was also a little slight spicy tingle on my lips. Not much, just a little bit. So getting into flavor, first third through final third, what was your experience like?
So first few draws, I got really well balanced mixture of black pepper, spicy wood, medium body sweet cream, and I don't know if the actual name of the cigar crema threw me off, but it kind of made me think of like a crema on like a milk coffee drink, like a cappuccino or some sort of a latte that you see on the crema on top. So about a quarter inch, and I got a touch of bitter wood and some dried biscuits entering into the profile. As I was smoking through the first third, I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the higher level of body that I had in the cigar. For me, within especially the newer wave of Connecticut shades that's been coming out, it's not your dad's Connecticut shades that he used to smoke, right? Or there is definitely kicked up body. So, but I was, the body really, I really noticed that in a good way. So through the nose, I got amplified black pepper and that medium body sweet cream. The finish, it was really long and lingering with, balanced black pepper, dry oak, slight creamy bread. In regards to body and strength, it was still at a medium, although I just talked quite a bit about body, but for Connecticut shade, great body. Second third. Second third, it's namely, I got a mixture of spice and wood, specifically black pepper and dry oak. Second third's distinctive fuller medium body sweet cream died down. So it was more of a secondary note. Still, I had the same levels of the wood bitterness and dried biscuits consistently going through. I really enjoyed that biscuity note in any cigar. So dug that. The retrohaling, still same tasty levels of intensified black pepper, medium body sweet cream. There's also dry oak coming through on the retro as well. So gives it that extra little depth of flavors. Finish is the same, still very balanced. Black pepper, dry oak, slight creamy bread. Body and strength still at medium overall. The last third finishes off with kind of the same mixture of namely black pepper and oak. And that's closely followed by wood bitterness and the same dry biscuits. Through the nose, still the same intensified levels of black pepper, followed by creamy bread, as opposed to that medium body sweet cream that I tasted within the first and second thirds. The finish still lingering with balanced black pepper, dry oak, slight bread. Body and strength remains unchanged at the medium mark. So overall, um, pretty good depth of flavors for me. It hit sweetness, it hit cream, it hit wood flavors, it hit spice. So, and I felt like it melded together very well.
Hmm. Yeah, the cigar for me started off with some nuttiness and peppery cedar, and then after a few draws, that nuttiness went away, but that peppery cedar was really in my face. Retrohale was also peppery cedar, but it wasn't as intense. But it was, you could still know it's going through your nostrils. Half an inch in, some cream joined the profile, settled down the pepper. At an inch in, the pepper is really the only on the finish at that point, and the creamy cedars up front. Retrohale was at that point like a mild peppery cedar. And then as this third was finishing up, that creamy cedar was still up front, had a nice pepper finish, and the strength was just slightly above medium for me. And then getting into the second third, that cream increased to go along with the cedar. There was still a little bit of that pepper finish. And then after a half inch in, the cream decreases back to even with the cedar. And then at an inch in, the retrohale has an increase in the pepper, giving a solid zing through the nostrils. That goes along with the cedar that's there as well. And then an inch and a quarter in, the pepper really comes back and pushes the cream out, while the cedar is in the background. That's pretty much how that third finishes. And the strength in that second third was right at medium. Getting into the final third, pepper really faded to just the finish, and that creamy cedar was back up front. And then a quarter inch in, the cedar transitioned to like a charred oak, and the cream had gone away. Three quarters of an inch in, cream came back and was even with the charred oak. And then an inch and a quarter in, that cream increased to make a very creamy oak note that I was getting. And that's pretty much how the cigar finished out for me. And the strength was, again, right at medium. So getting into performance, burn and draw, what was your experience like?
Overall, burn and draw was spot on, very good for me. In terms of burn, I clocked in at a total of an hour 51 minutes, which is kind of in line with my expectations of how long it takes me to smoke a review cigar. Um, for this Vitola, of course.
Mhm.
Burn line was slightly wavy, but there was no issues. I never had to relight anything or touch up or any of that nature. Ashes out on tight. I got average of 1 inch solid increments on it. The draw was perfect. I used the Zycar XO cutter, and I cut the cigar right in between like that first and second cap, and that yielded just perfect amount of resistance. No tar buildup, nothing. So very good construction.
Yeah, there was a little bit of waviness for the burn, but it always kept up with itself, and it didn't really cause any issues for me. And the ash was holding on an inch and a half increment, so that was a good burn. The draw for me was not so great. It was slightly tight in the first third, and then it got very tight in the middle of the cigar. But I noticed if I squeezed the head with my teeth when I took a draw, it was really opened up for me. So I took a draw tool to it, and after that, then the draw was just slightly loose, which was far better than being really tight like it was. So kind of when I was discussing where there was right in the midpoint, a lot of pepper came back. That was after I got that draw opened up. It really opened up the flavors back up. I think it was that tight draw was really constricting the flavors, and it was really kind of like just making it too light. So once it opened back up, those flavors really came back for me. So overall, what were your thoughts on the cigar?
Overall, I'm a lucky guy because for the most part, such as this is right within my wheelhouse, right? Like being such a dominant Cuban cigar smoker, I enjoy flavors that are nuanced and complex, and that mingle really well together. And this is just like that. Um, you know, for me, within the Connecticut shades that we reviewed so far this year, I mean, this is right up there with the Charter Oak that we have for Foundation, the Southern Draw, Quick Draw, Connecticut. So I loved it. I mean, full distinctive flavors. And then when you get those off of the mouth draws, and then you do the retro on a cigar, and through the retro, you get such a deeper note of especially that pepper and that creamy sweetness. It was great, and it made every draw tasty. So I would say if you are a fan of Connecticut Shades in general, within the recent wave of these coming out, navigate your way to this one, and it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, for me, this was a fairly strong Connecticut, especially in that first third where it just kind of really hits you with a lot of like pepper. That kind of fades out as the cigar goes along, so it's not like it's a full strength Connecticut the whole way through. But it mellowed, like I said, it mellowed out after that first third. Tight draw through the middle of it kind of slowed things down for me. But like I said, once I got that corrected, flavors came back out, so that was good. But like you were saying, if you're a traditional Connecticut smoker, this is going to be too strong for you. But if you like the more current incarnations of what Connecticut is, where they're more body, more strength, this is one that I think you definitely have to try. And I can see this definitely being a nice change of pace when you're looking for a Connecticut with a little bit of oomph to it. This, especially in that first third, it tells you right away. It just hits you right up front. But you don't have to worry that that's going to power through you the entire way. It's really just up there, at the early on to let you know that it's there, but then it kind of settles down and mellows out for you, so that's good. I'm definitely interested in trying another Vitola for this. I've heard that the Toro is, well, from some people, the Toro is a better Vitola, so I'm looking forward to trying that one. I think just a better construction on any Vitola for this would provide a better experience for me. So, but I definitely want to try another Vitola as well, just to see what it's like. So getting into the scores, you gave this an 8.53. I gave it a 6.47. How do you think your score matches up with your experience?
It matches up very well. I mean, when I think of a score like that, and I think about it on a qualitative basis, I think it's a very good cigar, right? Like it's just shy of being an amazing cigar for me across the board. So, yeah, I mean, I like you. I love to try the other Vitolas and make my final decisions as to which ones I want to pick up. But with something like this, when I want a kicked up version of most of a Connecticut shade, right? And in regards to that playing field of just Connecticut shades, this is what I will have in mind.
Yeah, yeah, my score matches up, I think, perfectly with how it went. Score's still good, but it would have been better if it had a better draw, because the tight draw knocked down the score a little bit. Plus the flavor scoring in that middle third were knocked down, and that was due to the draw. So it was just it really just choked things down in there. So once I got that thing opened up, I kind of came back. So it's still a good score, but it would be even better if that draw issue wasn't there. So it's definitely a good. The flavors were fantastic. It was just there was a spot in the middle that just didn't work out, and it kind of knocked things down a little bit. Any final thoughts for you on this cigar?
Nope.
All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to check out the website, developingpalates.com, for the full written review. Be sure to subscribe to us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the next video.